Hi, FJ Dynamics sent me 2 LiDAR scanner for testing and review. The first one will be the Trion P2. The second one will be V4E. Checkerboard, it's a sticker. This has to be the LiDAR. Batteries handle, 2 batteries, a base plate, RTK unit with the Insta 360 X5 camera, and there is no user manual. Yeah, this would be a phone holder. Okay, let's put it together. Yeah, it's quite fat, but it's short. They have a V-lock mechanism that used in a video camera. It's a metal bracket. I need to plug in the camera over here, and I use aviation plug. Okay, so you need to do a bit of the assembly to get started. Built-in RGB camera is 12 megapixels, 2 of them. The one in center is 2 megapixels camera. Is a visual SLAM camera. It's quite tall, 51 centimeters. I don't think it can fit into here because they have a notch here. So this will be the bracket for the extension pole. So there is no place to install this phone bracket. I can't find any place to mount it. Okay, it's already turned on. Okay, next I'm going to turn on the Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone. Launch the FJD Trion software. So I'm going to click here, add a new device. Click on P2. Next step. It's going to ask for the Wi-Fi hotspot name and the password. And ask for the RTK model. It's SR, I think. Add a lower. So I need to add the encrypt data. And I come back later. Now I'm updating the firmware. So if you want to attach the phone bracket, you need to remove this. You have 2 more. So you can mount your phone bracket here. So if you want to mount your phone, you need to do it with 2 hands. So I do not recommend you to mount the phone into this. For me, it's not possible to do with just 1 hand. Operating the 3D scanner by holding it with 1 hand and your phone on another hand will be more suitable for this LiDAR scanner. So the question is, when it already has 2 RGB cameras, why it also need to have this Insta 360 camera on the top here, and you have to add 500 more US dollar? The answer is this Insta 360 is controlled by the 3D scanner system to take a photograph in the interval time, and it will save the file in INSV format. Is a 360 camera save files. So if you plug this in, you can use additional feature from the FJD Trion Model, the software, that you can do image fusion. Image fusion is like Google Street Map. They have a small arrow on the ground so that you can click on the arrow and move along the map. This is the same as the Google Street Map. It doesn't take time to process. It just integrates the 360 camera pictures into the point cloud. You can select to use the result from the Insta360 for training 3D Gaussian. You can also use the integrated camera to do the same thing. But for the Google Map image fusion, you're gonna need to use this Insta360. You can choose between these 2 cameras for making a color point cloud. But one observation here, this is not integrated device. It's going to move. During the walking, accuracy of the color point cloud mapping using the external camera is questionable, and you're going to see that in my testing result. But for the integrated camera, it's fixed into the internal component, it gives a higher accuracy color mapping than the external camera here. So if you are not intend to use this for a 3D or making a Google Map a presentation style, I recommend that you choose the version that doesn't come with the Insta360. The RTK antenna will be fixed here, which is shorter. This bracket is not only affect the accuracy of the external camera, it also affects the accuracy of the RTK antenna. It's not stable. So when you don't have this, the RTK antenna will be fixed directly onto this port and it's not going to move. So you have a much more compact scanner. Okay. Okay, this will be the construction site that I always use to test the LiDAR scanner. It's a 3-story house with a very narrow corridor. There are only 2 LiDAR scanners so far that can scan this building without any drifting error, which is Share S20 and Share C1. The infinity sign on the upper left corner of the screen indicate the number of the SLAM loop count. So this scanner uses multi-SLAM algorithm. The green dot on the top of the screen indicate the quality of the tracking. It returns to orange and red color when the scanner needs you to slow down. And during this test, it's never changed from the green color. The tracking on the P2 is very fast, much faster than the Trion S1 that I had 3 years ago. The live screen on the phone is perspective view, not first person view. So you need to manually adjust the height of the viewport when you walk down to the ground floor. See here, I have already adjusted. Okay, for the data processing, you need to transfer file to your PC. There are 2 methods that you can do this. While your phone is still connecting to the 3D scanner, you can download the file into your phone internal storage and transfer to your PC using like a quick share app on the Android, transfer it. But I found that the fastest way would be connecting the scanner to the PC by using USB cable, because it has no SD card storage. And then you plug this to your PC. It connects using the Ethernet, so you need to access by using the web browser. Click enter, enter the interface, the same one that you connect your phone to, and then you can download the files. The LiDAR scanner from FJD Dynamics, it has a feature that you can continue scanning. For example, you need a lunch break, you can pause your scan and come back and continue it. So the files that you are going to download, this one will be the main data, INSV from the 360 camera if you plug it in during the scan, 35 to 40 megabytes per second. This will be a FJD Trion Model standard version. I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to click on point cloud mapping. Now I'm using P2. Scanning scene, you can choose between indoor and outdoor. It depends on how many percent of the indoor and outdoor area that you are scanning. Useful range for the P2 is 60, but this one is indoor. You can just pick 30. It will work. Point cloud colorization. With the P2, you can select between external camera and internal camera. With the external camera, you need to browse for the INSV save file, which is the output from the Insta360 camera. I recommend you to use the internal camera. It's more accurate than the Insta360 because it's integrated into the body of the 3D scanner. No movement, no vibration. A Trion model will display the data during the process, showing the trajectories. The software will use 100% of the CPU usage and also almost 100% of the GPU usage. So I recommend that you use a multi-core CPU. The one I'm using is a 14900K, and the GPU is RTX 4090. Video RAM is 2 GB, not much for the point cloud, and the memory is 16 GB. Okay, here's the 3D scan result from P2. Crop this. Now the first floor is level. Let's check the second floor. Yeah, second floor is level. Let's check the third floor. Almost there. A little bit of a level, but it's supposed to be in a level position. Okay, looks straight to me. Okay, straight or straight up. Let's check the floor level. Second floor is level. Third floor is level. So there's a slight unlevel on the third floor along the length. Okay, the scan on the left is from the Share S20. All the 3 floors are levels for Share S20. The cross section, I'm gonna crop this. On the top is the S20. In the bottom is the P2. You can look at the corner here. The S20 has a rounder corner, and the P2 has a sharper corner. You can see here this corner here, and this corner here, less sharp. And for the point cloud thickness, I think they are comparable. Share has more parallel wall, so the drifting error with the Share is very low. But for the P2, it's a little bit of the rotational drifting. In this room, Share has more color artifacts than the P2. Let's compare the second floor. Share has same round corner, especially the door here. It's quite round. So when you want to locate the position of the door frame, P2 will do better. Cross section along the side, the stairs. The stair shape is very good for the P2. It gives a sharp corner. I walk exactly the same way. So all the corner is sharp, and this is good for reverse engineering. Let's move to the S20. Okay, the stairs from the S20 is round, and the corner is also rounder. When you do the reverse, usually you have to draw a line like this and like this. So you can trace the flat part. You're not tracing along the curve like this. It's not causing the problem for me for the round corner, but it might cause the problem when you're scanning a small geometry like the door frames. When it's too round, you cannot see the position of the door frame. Okay, let's compare the front section and the wall thickness. I think Share S20 is thinner. In the specification, Share is 10mm and the P2 is 15, so it's comparable. Okay, let's compare the color point cloud quality. On the right is the P2, on the left is the S20. If you look from inside on the first floor, you can see the letter quite clear. But one thing you can't see is the ceiling board seam line. If you look at Share S20, you can see the gypsum board seam line, while you can't see it here. Color point cloud resolution is lower for the P2, but it has smoother color artifacts, just a little bit here and there, but it's quite a lot for the S20. For the S20, you can't even see the spider web, but this one is not showing. Okay, next I'm going to test the satellite reception. After connect to the core network, it will give a fixed solution very quickly, same level as the S20. Okay, there is a pop-up message that the RTK is used for mapping. There's something special about the FJD Trion LiDAR scanner. when using with the RTK, it will use the information from both the RTK and the SLAM for mapping the point cloud. So I can just walk into the building while turning on the RTK and walk out, and the whole scan data will have a GPS coordinate. Okay, I'm in the open area and the tracking status is still showing the green dot. Okay, next I'm going to walk into the space between these two buildings. Let's see if it lost the connection. No, it's not losing the connection. Next I'm going to collect the control points. With the Trion P2, you can extract the GPS coordinate from the control point, which is a very good feature. And it doesn't take long time to collect the control point. Okay, next I'm going to enter a narrow space. Okay, now it's lost the connection. And it reconnects as soon as I enter the open area. Okay, next I'm going to show you how I process the data that I scan with the RTK. You are going to choose the correct device model. It's P2. Parameter is outdoor. Mapping length is 60. I'm going to use 60 this time. And I'm going to click on here, GNSS Fusion. And then click on the coordinate system. If it's not here, you can click on setting here. Asia, I'm in Thailand, and then you're gonna need to choose the coordinate system that match your entry provider, which is this one. Colorization, internal camera will give a more accurate result. Okay, let's take a look at the result from the scan with the RTK turned on. I lost the GPS reception around here, and overall it stays connected all the time unless I enter a very narrow wall, which is in about this area. So if I click on the point cloud here, it's going to show you the XYZ coordinate and also the GPS coordinate on the right here. So every point here we have a GPS coordinate. Okay, I will initiate the first person view. So if you hold your keyboard, it's going to move fast, but you cannot control the speed of the movement. Okay, it's what you're going to get the quality of the point cloud. If I'm not comparing it to another scanner, it's quite decent quality of the scan. It's very clean and low noise. Moving object removal is enabled by default, and the color point cloud has a very low noise. And when the distance is not far, it gives a good resolution. You see here. Okay, this is the place where I collect the control point. So how are you going to retrieve the control point coordinates? So you need to click on the point cloud and do the right click, and then select extract control point. So it's going to save the control point data into a text file, and when you open the text files, it's going to display the GPS coordinate of the collected control point. Okay, let's check the accuracy when using the internal camera 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so it's 29.997. It's about 3 millimeters earlier, so accuracy is good. Insta 360, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The external camera will give you less accuracy than the internal camera. Okay, next let's compare this. On the right is the P2 using internal camera, And on the left is the P2 using Insta 360 camera. As you can see that both camera give the same color resolution. On the right is P2 with the RTK Fusion. On the left is the P2 with the SLAM algorithm. They both use the Insta 360 camera. You can see that there is no difference at all between the RTK Fusion and SLAM data. And when comparing the point cloud color resolution to the Share S20, you can see that the Share S20 on the left here is give a much higher color detail. It looks more like a photograph than the output from the P2. On the right is the P2. On the left is the S20. You can see that S20 will give a higher resolution color point cloud than the P2, and it's quite obvious. Then there is more color artifacts in the S20 than the P2. And in the darker area, you can see in the bush area, the S20 can produce the detail of the color point cloud, while the P2 wash out in a black color. See, if you look at the grill area here, S20 can display detail from the grill area, while the P2 doesn't show the detail at all. Image Fusion. If you click on here, it's going to ask where do you save the INSV files, which is the save file from the Insta360. So I'm going to select the files. It's 676 megabyte. Click on OK. It doesn't take long. And what you see here is the Google Maps style viewing function. So you can see that the quality of the point cloud is suddenly improved. But if you click on this here, I will turn off the point cloud. In fact, it's a photograph from the Insta360. So I'm gonna double click here. So it will just walk on the ground, same as the Google Map, and you can see here it even erased the pedestrian out from the scene automatically. See, just a little bit of the head showing up. So you can just walk like this. You cannot get out of your trajectory. See here, it's quite mushy, not sharp as the photograph from the camera. Okay, here's the result from the 3D-GS. This function is free to use. It's bundled with the standard version of the software. This 3D-GS was built by using the Insta360 camera. You can choose either internal camera or Insta360, but I don't have time to process this again for another 3 hours to compare it, but I think it should look similar between these two. The output is in the PLY format. This one is about 600 megabyte for the 3D-GS. The quality of the Gaussian Splatting depends on the position of the viewing angle. So if you are in the trajectory path, you should get a good result. I can read the sign here, the number. Looking at the sky, looking down the floor, left, right. Okay, so the review without the comparison is not a complete review. Okay, let's start with the price. Trion P2, price starting at $6,499 for the version without the X5 camera, and if you add $500 more, you will get the X5 camera. And for Share S20, price start at $4,999 with 1 batteries and $5,319 for 2 batteries. But the Trion P2's The standard version is also come with the 2 batteries. So the Share S20 has a lower price. Okay, next the tracking performance, and I don't see the difference between the 2 scanners in tracking, so I call it a tie. Okay, next the drifting alert. The S20 has 0 rotational drifting on the floor level and the parallel of the wall. But the P2 has a very small drifting. Okay, next for the accuracy, both the SLAM algorithm and RTK Fusion, I found that they have a similar accuracy, which is very good in a range of less than 1 centimeter. Okay, next the startup time. The P2 start much faster than S20. As soon as you press that power button, you can almost use it immediately. Okay, next the mobile live screen. The S20, it has a first person view, so when you scan the multiple floors, the live preview screen is going to go along with you. But with the P2, it uses a perspective view, so when you scan the multiple floors, you need to set the height level on your preview screen to be able to see each floor. It's a lot more difficult to inspect your scan during the scan session. Okay, next the magnetic phone mount. P2, it doesn't come with one. Phone bracket that come with the P2, you need to operate with 2 hands, so it's more difficult for you to attach and detach the phone to the scanner. Okay, next the point cloud quality. For the P2, it gives a much sharper corners between the walls, the ceiling and the floor, especially the stairs. Okay, next the point cloud density. S20 will give a higher density when scanning in the same scene, same color, with the same walking speed. Okay, next the noise level and the wall thickness of the point cloud. They are both comparable, give a very nice, clean and thin wall. The color resolution of the point cloud from the Share S20 is much better than the P2. For the data transfer speed, I think they have a similar speed. Processing time is about the same. The Trion P2 has the feature to fuse the image from the Insta 360 camera and create a Google Maps style street view. The Trion P2 can train 3D Gaussian Splatting without any error, and the result, as you can see in this video, while the Share S20, there is still no support for the 3D GS. Next, the control point collection. With the Trion P2, you can extract the coordinates of the control point even when you use with the RTK, while with the Share S20 you only get the timestamp and it can only be used for aligning the point clouds together, while with the P2 you can do a lot more with the control point collection. Next, the RTK Fusion. The Trion P2 does much better when you scan with a closed loop and using the RTK. There is no difference in the point cloud result by using the RTK and the SLAM. Unlike the S20 that you get a different result. Okay, next, the Trion P2, it has a function called continuous scan that you can stop and resume the scan, and the scanner will merge these 2 scans automatically without using the software. The Trion model software is cloud compare based software, so it has more feature that you can use it for translate, rotate, level the floor, or cleaning up. Okay, customer service and support. In my personal experience, FJ Dynamics, they give a very good customer support. When you have an issue, they will have an engineer team remote fix your device. And when you have a hardware failure, they will ship a replacement part to you directly. But for the Share S20, I have a complaint from the viewers. Trying to contact them is already difficult. Okay, the last one, the software license. The Share S20, the software is free to use. You can install in as many machines as you want. But a Trion P2, they will give you a perpetual license that you can install in one PC. So if you want to transfer the license to another PC, you need to contact to bind the license. Alright, here's my summaries of the Trion P2 review, comparing it with the S20 head to head. Thanks you guys for watching. I see you in the next video.